All right, welcome back. We're joined by a very special guest today. This is our good friend, our new friend. This is Jimmy.
Hi, how are you?
Jimmy, I understand you and your father are here. Now, when I look at your father, I don't pass judgment, but I'm confused. Is all.
Well,
I don't understand, and maybe you could shed some light on who you are and who this is.
sure. I've explained it many times in my life, so it's not a problem. My name is Jimmy, and this is my father, Grunty. He's a gorilla. Here, say hello, Dad. Okay, so that's my dad. He's a gorilla, and I was raised by him and by my mother, who's a female gorilla, and
Right.
basically, I guess maybe you can ask me some questions about that.
Well, I mean, it's been on our minds lately because I don't know if you're aware of this story that's been in the news recently, where there was a boy in Ohio who fell into the enclosure, and the gorilla. To me, I saw the video and it didn't look that bad. It didn't look like the gorilla was being aggressive or trying to hurt the kid, but the zoo ended up deciding that they needed to shoot the gorilla, and it's very controversial. A lot of people are criticizing the parents for allowing this to happen and such, but it's been a big thing. People are divided of their opinion, but I found it interesting that you went through pretty much the same scenario. Is that right? You were with your parents. I mean, because you're not a gorilla. I mean, people can't see you. You're human-like. I mean, you adapt certain things over the years, I guess, but these are not your biological parents. That's clear. So you've had a life before this, I assume.
Yeah, I fell into the gorilla enclosure when I was 3 years old, and
Wow.
I heard about that story, and it's just such a shame because that gorilla just didn't have to die, and my father's a testament to that. See, look, he's holding his hands over his face right now. He's just so sad. He can't even hear this because it's just such a tragic story. And I fell into the enclosure when I was 3, and my parents just I guess they were bad parents. I don't really remember much, but I was they took me to the zoo, and I was looking at the gorillas, and I guess I was curious, and I wanted to get a closer look, and I fell in to the exhibit, and my parents just left because I guess they didn't feel like caring for me too much, and so they just left me there with the gorilla, and just like that boy at the Ohio Zoo, but I guess I turned out all right. My Grunty, took care of me, and
Yeah.
it was a happy story.
Well, I mean, apes are very intelligent. I mean, it's a bit baffling how the parents could be so negligent and just leave you there. Maybe they forgot you or something. I hope I'm not dragging up old painful memories, but it sounds like you've done okay for yourself. I'm glad to hear you. You speak well. You look good. You seem perfectly okay to me. You know, do the parents? Can a claim be made that the ape could? I'm sorry. What's your name? Grunty? Yeah, yeah. Right, you're just as good of a parent as Jimmy's biological parents, right? I mean, he turned out fine. I don't know what the big stink is about, but this gorilla in the news that it couldn't. It seems like he did fine. What was it like? I mean, he raised you. Is that what you're
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, yeah, the first day that I fell into the enclosure, later that night, I was eating dinner with the family and my new brothers and sisters, and sleeping in a pile of hay.
One of those little pits, right? Little kind of cave-like pits that are constructed in the zoo to.
Yeah, little cave pits, and then the next morning, the zookeepers showed up, and the zoo just decided to go along with it, and so I lived in the gorilla enclosure at the zoo for, well,
You
I
were-
guess I just moved out a year ago. And
Right. So you were basically part of this exhibit for most of your childhood.
Yeah, except I would leave in the mornings to go to school. This bus would pick me up right outside the zoo,
Oh, right. Okay.
and I would go to school, and then I would come home after school, and then I would do my homework in the gorilla exhibition, and
Right, so you had a pretty normal childhood.
yeah, we would sit around and watch TV together as
Oh,
a
really?
family. Sometimes they gave us a TV because there was one human in the enclosure, and the zookeepers knew that humans naturally like to watch TV. So
Right, that's fair. That's progressive of them.
yeah.
Did the rest of your family enjoy TV watching with you? I mean, did you grow up watching Jeopardy with Grunty and your brothers and sisters and stuff? Like, what was it
Yeah,
like?
Grunty wasn't so good at Jeopardy. I think I usually beat everybody at Jeopardy just because they couldn't really formulate any words.
Right, right. But it sounds altogether like a pretty normal childhood, except for that, specific detail of what your parents might look like. It's really an education in tolerance, it sounds like. I mean,
Yeah, it's been a real education for me in tolerance. Learning to, just coming from a place where not everybody who meets me understands right away that what kind of a life that I've had growing up, and I mean, when I was 16 and starting to meet girls and wanting to kind of go on dates and stuff, and
right, right. You'd have to bring people back to your home, which was the exhibit, basically. Like, if your buddy wants to come over for a sleepover, you want to invite a girl back and meet the folks. It was a bit of a different experience.
A bit weird,
than my childhood.
Yeah, I remember making friends, when I was 12 years old, and they wanted to come over, and it's like, okay, well, we can come over, but I need to explain something first. Explain, that I live at the zoo and that my father, Grunty, is a gorilla, and
Grunty's chuckling as you say this.
Yeah.
Sounds like there might have been a mishap or two. I mean, whatever. You don't have to explain if there's anything a bit too private, but
yeah, lots of humorous, kind of banana-related incidents.
Right, of course.
Kids skateboarding around, slipping on banana peels, and
I bet Grunty found that to be just hilarious.
Grunty throwing his feces at, like a friend or two.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess you put up with it.
Yeah.
Grunty, do you remember those days? Any stories? Well, it sounds. I don't know. He was a good kid, right? Okay. Right. Okay. It sounds like you had his best intentions in mind and strong family unit and everything. Whatever. I mean, different parenting styles can't be criticized.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, my parents were gorillas, but then on the other hand, like they stayed together. For the kids, and it was a good happy home growing up. Lots of board games and playing Grunty and chess, and again, I always won because
right.
He didn't really know the rules, but
that says a lot that he's willing to play with you anyways and spend the time with a child that looks so different and didn't come from him. It's remarkable.
So,
but you said you moved out recently, so you're not a child anymore, obviously.
Yeah, I moved out. Now I'm in school to become a zookeeper.
Oh,
so that I can
of course.
Basically return home, but under the guise of now running the place.
Right. That'd be very freeing, I suppose. You guys have complete control over your environment if you're calling the shots, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's basically the equivalent of running for president of the United States, but
when you grow up in a gorilla enclosure, that I would say so.
To run the zoo is to be the king of the show. So that's my dream.
If I ran the zoo, here's what I'd do.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You ever read that book?
It's crazy that you have not visited our home because I.
Really, that was my favorite growing up. But it strikes me as a bit odd, you having to move out into the world, and I'm wondering if I could ask, Grunty, was it odd? Was it a bit sad? You had to kind of, every parent gets the, what do they call it, the empty nest thing, where the child moves on and is growing without you and stuff. Was it sad when Jimmy moved out, Grunty? Yeah, that's fair. I understand.
Yeah, he's a bit sad, but there's other brothers and sisters. I'm different than the rest, so there's obviously something there. But I think he's adjusting to it. He knows that as a human, I need to eventually move on and join the human world.
That's really inspiring that you want to be a zookeeper and grow up to do something that will eventually contribute to the structure that helped you become who you were. It's very cyclical.
Yeah, exactly. It's great, and so it's just another reason why what happened at the zoo in Ohio is just such a terrible thing, because it's a waste of a possible beautiful life.
Yeah, I mean, it's who better to inform, provide that opinion than you. You literally lived that scenario outwards.
Yeah, I lived it out, and it turned out great. And me and Grunty are, have a great relationship. We
Still the best of pals.
We play catch sometimes. His mitt can't fit on his hand because it's really big and sort of ill shaped. But he tries.
Grunty's kind of chuckling. For those who can't see what's going on, but Grunty's kind of chuckling. He's a bit embarrassed, but clearly there's love here. I mean,
yeah.
You guys played a lot of games, but I don't know. It didn't get boring. You're always winning. You're always throwing the ball over his head, and he doesn't realize what's going on, and things like that.
Yeah, all kinds of things. And when we do wrestling, sometimes he's broken my arms, like a handful of times.
Right, of course.
He doesn't know his own strength. He's got really powerful, kind of like thighs and buttocks muscles.
Right, of course.
So he
excellent lower body strength.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that? Oh, hi. Yeah, Benji's got my drink here. One sec. Oh, it seems. Benji's a bit of a. Benji, our robot butler, just came in and he brought me my drink. But Grunty, can you maybe tell Grunty that Benji's okay? He's not. Grunty looks a bit aggressive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, Dad, don't do that. That's just the robot butler. It's.
He's just a service robot. He just brings drinks. It's okay. He's not here to hurt you or your family. Grunty, it's okay. Don't worry.
He's getting a bit worked up. I think we should get out of here. But thank you for having us here on the show. And
oh goodness.
And yeah, thank you very much. And Grunty's going to be okay. We just need to get him out of here. We just need to go. He's going to start flinging shit all over the place. It's going to be horrible. So let's get him out of here. So okay. So thanks a lot for having us, and we'll see you soon.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry it had to. Benji, jeez, can't you? Well, thanks for coming. And yeah, okay, he's gone, but it was good to talk. I'm sorry it had to end that way, but at least there wasn't a scene. What's that?